Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe below. It helps a lot. Today I'm going to do an album share, and this is a spring album. So there are design space links for all of these pages. If you like them, you can copy them exactly. Just go to my website. There is a link below. And at my website, there's a design space link under each one. Now, these pages are in Everyday Life, Scrapbook number 56. So you can find everything there. And there's so many pretty pages. I just love them. I love flowers. But a lot of these pages, like this is girly. This could be kids playing in the park. Could be a shower. It could be wedding photos, all kinds of different occasions. Doesn't have to be gardening. I do a lot of flowers and that. My little kids are grown up, so my grandchildren are grown too. So anyway, isn't this beautiful? Now this paper is from Stampin' Up. I do rep Creative Memories, and I appreciate your support if you help. But I'm an equal opportunity shopper. If I like the paper, I buy it, no matter who sells it. Okay, so here I've done a circle background and a patch over here, and then a border all along the bottom in a coordinate. I did a border punch with a fence here, because I don't know, the fence, there's chain link fence, and I back onto a park, and so there's chain link fence at the back. Anyway, these are my saucer size, my hibiscus plants. They're perennials. So they're this big. They're beautiful. They come out in late summer. So this isn't a spring page. I guess there's summer pages too. Anyway, I love this beautiful tree image. It's layered with a, so when I have a big empty image, even like the clouds are pretty big on this page. I like doing things bigger. So I like to use a pattern paper, a very subtle pattern in one of the layers anyway. I use 2 prints on the clouds, which I rarely do, but it just gives it texture and creates a lot more interest. If you can see, I should have embossed that. I didn't. I usually do, but sometimes I forget. I get so involved in, I glue everything together before I think to emboss. Anyway, so I think this is a beautiful page. This is bushes, I guess, below the trees and more bushes. And I just used stickers from, I have a lot of Creative Memories embellishments. There's some more up there. So that's one pretty page done. Listen, this, I told you there was lots of pretty pages. This is beautiful. This is really cute. So these are, I guess, black-eyed Susans. All kinds of yellow flowers. I have a perennial garden that changes colors as the summer goes on. Anyway, so this is the yellow stage of my garden. All right, these paper, I think that some of these are from Echo Park thing. Not sure though. I have this figure. It's a metal art thing in my an egret in my garden. I love egret birds. So I just photographed them there. So here I use Kiwi Lane and a side border, and then I used it again across the top. And then I added some circles for interest in another coordinating paper. So as long as I repeat my 3 prints on both sides, everything coordinates really well. And I've used a larger print, a smaller print, and a mini print. So as long as you use one of each, or a stripe or a polka dot, just one of each, it will coordinate and it'll look good. Otherwise they fight with each other. If I had used two prints the same size, they just don't work. Anyway, I love these big yellow flowers. Now these I remember to emboss. So I have 1, 2, 3 clusters going here, and I put bumblebees all over. This must be a punch. So I punched the yellow first and then the black and glued it on top. By moving it up, it filled in the body of the bee. So that worked out. That was quick and easy. And these leaves are punches as well, but they're just ephemera that I have. Just added it. But you can see I did emboss these flowers, and it does make a difference. So another, oh, I put a title on there, just summer. I guess I shouldn't have said this is spring. And here's hydrangeas. Wouldn't this be pretty for a wedding page? All right. This image, I don't do this very often, but these hydrangeas are from Design Space, and they're cut and draw. So I just put a green pen in there, and it drew that. I embossed it too afterwards. So I just quite like the look of that. So I did some different sizes and did clusters, created a big spray with this. And another spray here, corner, more of a corner angled one here. So beautiful flower, beautiful hydrangea. That was a delight to find that. Anyway, at the bottom I just did a soft pink paper, and then I had this border with hydrangeas. I used pink on here because I really wanted to use this border, and it had pink flowers in it. So that's why I chose this paper for the frames and the background there, and the coordinate in pink so that this would stand out. And then I cut out the other flowers on here in pink too. So I don't use pink much anyway. I think purple's the color I use the least. I don't know why. Okay, another beautiful summer page. Oh, this is a frame from Design Space too. So that's... Now, this one's more outdoorsy, very nature. I have a clump of grass. Whoops. I have a clump of tall grass in my yard, and when it goes to seed at the end of the summer, it's kind of pretty. So I found these grassy images, and we have a bunny rabbit in our yard in the summer most of the time. He comes in and out. So that's why I decided to add the bunnies to my clusters with grass. So this is a twig wreath that I used on top of everything. And again, I found a large print, a medium print, and I used them on both sides, different areas, but it doesn't matter. And then I joined everything with a different print, a smaller print. So it all works, nothing's fighting each other, it all coordinates. Then I put on a title, I lifted that, and all the bunnies are lifted. And then I used some enamel dots to just draw your eye to certain places on the page. Another pretty summer page. This one, okay, so I lined all the, this is poker, fire poker, something like that. On this page, I lined up my photos along here, the horizontal ones along the bottom to one side, And then I added a couple, there's a vertical one, and I cut one into a square to fit there. So I put all these squares with pretty papers. I wanted to have, I like the paper showing a lot. A lot of people put all photos, but I like paper. I want the pretty paper to look good, show up too. So I put fewer photos on my pages than most people, but you can rearrange them. Okay, so I used two of these boxes for clusters, backgrounds for clusters, and then I added stuff here for a cluster on there as well. Again, I have a small print and a larger print on this. And then there's a writing. So that's almost like a stripe. So it all works. Nothing's fighting with each other because all the colors used on this page are in the photos. And so I choose a paper that matches that coordinates with the photos. And then I coordinate prints from the colors. They're all using the same colors. So that's how it works. Oh, this one's pretty too. Whoops, I got two stuck together. There we go. Okay, isn't that pretty? So these are my tiger lilies. Oh, there's hibiscus there too, and some other ones. Okay, so all the orange flowers in my garden. So I chose an orange background, and then I had this lovely multicolored print that had green and the orange in it and black. So there's a lot of black in these photos. So I used this paper. It brightens it up and it has all the required colors. I cut it in a semicircle. Here I cut another big one, and then I cut two smaller. Like I just cut a circle and then cut it in half and placed it in different places. Then I placed a green circle. I cut it in half, put a part up there and a part there. Cut another circle in the middle, for the middle, in a coordinating stripe to this. And then I cut some smaller circles and placed them around in the different prints. So I found this image in Design Space of these Monstera leaves. I love that. So I just placed them here and there everywhere and put a title on here, The Garden. Now I did make a mistake. This title shouldn't have been in the yellow. It didn't show up at all. So I just took a marker and went over it with red, or orange rather. But I should have done it in black. And I should not have done that in yellow. So I suggest you do the title in black if you're going to copy this page. Anyway, beautiful pages. Beautiful for parties or gardens, hiking, vacations in the woods, nature trails, hikes. These pages are quite versatile. Ladybugs. Just wanted to pick a theme. Okay, now these are the red flowers in my garden, my planters, some of the planters. So I found a pretty paper with red flowers and green leaves, the same kind of green as in the photos. Then I found a coordinate polka dot, and I used for the background a big bold stripe. And I matted everything in green and did a green leaf border punch. This is a Creative Memories border maker punch, I believe. Then I thought I looked for some ladybug, because it was red, I used ladybugs. I like bugs on outdoor pages. So I just did that, and then I took a black marker and went around and made like a trail that the ladybug was flying on most of those bugs, and did a hanging basket here because this is a hanging pot, and so is that. So it just gave me a theme, an image to put up here, the gardening one. So another beautiful page. cute ladybug. You could, that would be a cute kids page with ladybugs on it. And here's my heron again, or egret, rather. All right, so these are yellow flowers on this page. So I have this beautiful black paper with yellow flowers. And this is a coordinate with the white background, so it really pops. And I put like 7 inches, moving it off the page. So here there's 7 inches on this side and 5 on that side. It just varies. It helps. So it can be the same. You can put 6 and 6, but it creates a little more interest on the page because then they're going to be different. I found my Cricut images in Design Space, and then I used this collection from Creative Memories. I just love it. A really pretty collection. So there's different things. I use some of that collection here to do a cluster, put a border there, and here a small, just a 2-piece thing, hardly even a cluster. Anyway, it's still a beautiful page. It's, I love it. I love the colors. See, when the paper shows, I'd rather have one less photo on the page to have more paper show. And now, so this, my bird's in there, and there's a robin sitting on it. I thought we were lucky to get that photo. Well, there's a robin on the ground too. Okay, so I found paper with birds on it, and it had a green background because there's just mostly green and orange. So this is green and orange. And then I just found some coordinate papers and borders to go on there, and I put 2 photos in this sort of, I think they're called swallowtail, that cut on things. So I used a wide border in the middle, and then now this one I did I think 6 and 6. Yeah, so this one I put 6 and 6 inches, so it's the same. But I didn't put the banner on there, so it makes it different on this side. Just creates a little more interest. Added a border here, a cluster there, a little bit of a cluster there. See, I just cut this flower in half and tucked half over there and some little ones. Created a little cluster with leaves. Put a title in between the photos, just another little cluster here with flowers and enamel dots. And just a tiny little thing here. Taking it easy, it says. He's just having a rest. Added some dots and a flower, and it's a pretty summer page. Nice nature. You could use that for camping too. Hiking. Well, isn't this pretty? Pretty paper. So this sheet is a border print, and then I used just a plain pink or a tone-on-tone small print for the background. Then I found this coordinate to go with this is this big bold print, the large print. So I used it on both sides. And then these coordinates go with it too. I used that on both sides. And then this, I made more circles with a smaller print. I did not use this on both sides, but it needed filling in. So I just added that. Okay, and then there's some clusters, 1, 2, and a tiny one there. Your clusters can be different sizes. That's kind of nice. One bigger and then a little smaller and then smaller. That's okay too. So another pretty gardening page. Nice for showers, I think, too. Here's that same hydrangea. I liked it so much. I used it again. So I had hydrangea paper. So I used, these are Kiwi Lane's It's the large scallop. And then I put a border on the bottom of that. And it's kind of plain. I tucked my photos behind the scallops. And then some up at the top. Used these great big flowers, 1, 2, 3, and then did a cluster there with just, these are leaves that I had from Creative Memories. And a bug, I put a caterpillar. I told you I like bugs. Then I used enamel dots. Does this go this way? Yes, it does. I thought so, because I didn't think now these make more of a triangle. And the caterpillar's going into the middle. Okay, that's the way that goes. Sorry about that. Put a little title in there, lifted it. I lift a lot of things on my pages. This is lifted as well. I did emboss and ink these as well. This time I shadowed them. I used the offset feature on it in black. And now we have squirrels. We have a lot of squirrels. We feed the birds, so we attract squirrels. They find all the seeds on the ground. So this is in my yard, so I have hedges all over. So these are bushes all along the bottom border. And then I found a nice big bold print with the orangey and colored flower, yellowy and orange flowers. So that was the similar colors, so I used it for the top, and then a smaller print that coordinates with it. So nothing is fighting with each other. Now this is such a big thing. I did use a pattern, but it's, you'll see here, it's for one of the layers. It's a very soft tone-on-tone print. So, gosh, I need a manicure. It's embarrassing. I just touched them up yesterday. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3 squirrels here. Because they're always in my yard. And a title, The Garden, there easily. So there's another pretty summer. But now this could be hiking or in the woods or camping, a summer holiday. There's a lot of pages in this grouping. Remember, you can copy any of these pages with the Design Space links. I actually also have a Facebook group. I'd love it if you join. There's a link below. And anyway, you can visit my website. It's a good idea to bookmark it because there's thousands of pages there. And they're in travel albums, baby albums, wedding albums, Christmas albums, Halloween albums. Fall is in the Halloween. So you can, all the pictures on the landing page, if you just click on one, that whole album opens up. So that it tells you which album it is right underneath the photo. Anyway, so here we have gardening theme. So I did a fence, and there's grass there, and backyard title with a, I found this image in Design Space. I thought it was cute with a wheelbarrow. And then I did gardening themes here with the tools all over. A few themes all along the bottom and another one up top. They're just pictures of my flowers in the garden. So again, I used a multicolored print with the colors in the photos and a coordinate. This green is bright, like the bright green in that photo and the grass there. So it all works. Anyway, I got a lot of pictures on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot, but I do like space for my Cricut images and fun things. And there's still more. All right, this one. Isn't that pretty? So this is hanging bags that I had. They're the bags of Impatience, multicolored and that. I like those. So pink flowers in the garden. So I found this pink and green paper. There's the coordinating green. So I just looked for images of hanging baskets. and went with that for a theme, and just hung them all from the top on borders of paper, pinks and purples, and then lined up my pictures underneath. I got a lot of, because I did some little ones too. So I ended up with a lot. And then I added ladybugs, more bugs. I did some enamel dots too on this page. So that was another pretty one. And now, oh, this is my yucca in the front yard. This goes, I think it goes like that. I'm not sure. It goes like that. Anyway, okay. So I used a wide border here and repeated it there. Like these are like this. So I just inverted one page after I did that. So this is the Kiwi Lane scallop, the medium-sized scallop. Found this beautiful frame in Design Space. It's quite large. So I did one upside down and one this way. And then I found this image of the yucca. I Googled yucca. And so it did that image. And so I did another one here, but I did it with pen. It wasn't cutting very well, or it wasn't working very well, so I did it with the marker. And so there's the leaves for it. Like, they're sticky. Anyway, it just worked for me. I love that frame. And so this was just like a beige and green and white. I matted everything in white to pop it a bit. And so that's the end of this album. Remember, it's in Everyday Life, number 56 on my website if you want to copy them. So happy scrapping, and thanks for joining me.